Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's City Council meeting for Monday, December 1st. I will call this meeting to order. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Schultz.
Here.
Latta.
Here.
Cruz.
Here.
Hallbaker.
Here.
Ganfield.
Here.
Chrisman.
Here.
Dunn.
Here.
All members present, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, and if willing and able, could everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you, everyone. All right, look for a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of November 17th.
So move.
Second.
Motion seconded. Any discussion from council? Seeing none, any from the public? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That motion carries. Madam Clerk, any agenda revisions?
Yes, item 28 is being removed from the agenda.
Thank you. And that's removing the executive session. We had put it on there just in case we needed it for some ongoing discussions, but we didn't, so just taking it off for this time. Thank you. That moves us to public forum. Speakers will have one opportunity to speak for up to 5 minutes on topics relevant to city business. If it's anything that's on the agenda later in the evening tonight, please wait for that item. We'll have it there as well. Otherwise, anything else at this time, if there's anyone that would like to speak tonight. Just name and affiliation, please.
TW, I'm the chair of the Cedar Falls Human Rights Commission. Good morning, either one. Evening, Mayor, Council. Just wanted to make sure everybody knows that we exist. It's been a problem in the last few years, so reminding people that if they have any issues with discrimination within the city of Cedar Falls, whether that's their employer, city staff, anyone within the city, whether they are a city resident, employee, or just a visitor, to contact us at human.rights@cedarfalls.com. Or if they have any questions, my email is tw.ingham@cedarfalls.com. If you want education on what human rights are, let us know. If you want education on what humans are, maybe contact the UNI Philosophy Department. But again, just want to let everybody know that we're here and what we're here for. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Ingham. Anyone else for public comment tonight? Just name and address, please.
Good evening. Kim Jordan. Happy Thanksgiving. Question: when you think of Thanksgiving, there's two letters when we think of the words grace and care that are not found in that word. E-R. December is a month of goal setting and setting capital improvements. Overlooked for decades has been the Sartori Hospital under contract until December 30th, 2026 with the Covenant, Wheaton Franciscan, Mercy One, Trinity Healthcare. This has been going on since 1996. If we talk about, and I want to speak about two different things, the legal and moral law and obligations of the bequest of gifts, and then the actual gift in which we were received. 515 College Street, Sartori Hospital, we know that on November 8th, 1912, Joseph F. Sartori came here, bequested the gift of the hospital to the mayor and the city council of the city of Cedar Falls upon the following terms and conditions. Hospital buildings shall be constructed in the city of Cedar Falls to begin in the year 1913. Stated in board minutes, a gift to the community of $30,000 with specification that the gift to be matched and that the city provide the land. Money to be used on the building city hospital exclusive of furnishings and grounds. Said building should be owned, perpetually maintained by the city and the public hospital. Upon completion, $1,000 per year for 20 years for maintenance and operation expenses of said hospital. And it was also suggested In view of the foregoing donation of the public nature of the proposed hospital, trustees in the future make suitable the responsible provisions of care for the needy and poor who may require services of the hospital and are unable to pay regular hospital fees and expenses. When you look at the words of the law and reference Galatians 3:11 through 22, letters from Paul the Apostle, I'm going to highlight, thank you, God. Appreciate the opportunity to talk. The law of God's promise. Dear brothers and sisters, here is an example from everyday life. Just as no one can set aside or amend the irrevocable agreement of so, it is in this case God gave the promises to Abraham and his child. Of course, that means Christ. Notice the scripture does not say children. The agreement God made with Abraham could not have been canceled 430 years later when God gave the law to Moses. God would have been breaking his promise. Why then was there a law given? It was given alongside the promise to show people their sins. God gave his law through the angels to Moses, who was the mediator between God and the people. Now, a mediator is helpful if more than one party must reach an agreement. But God, who is one, did not use a mediator when he gave his promise to Abraham. Is there a conflict then between God's law and God's promises? Absolutely not. If the law could give us new life, we could be made right with God by obeying it. But the scripture declares that we are all prisoners of sin. So we of Cedar Falls are very proud of our heritage, the gift of the Sartori Hospital, the cornerstone of which the obligations we carry for the neighbors, which could be counties, states, visitors. Thank you for Thanksgiving. 40,000 people of Cedar Falls provide services, volunteers. Thank you for what we have gone through with the weather. Taxpayers seldom realize services are moved only when they're gone. So obligation, contract, bequest, gift should not be lost, sold, allocated interest monies away from 515 College, or we should know if there's other interested parties. In review, no allocation of interest-bearing monies from the sewer account labeled Cedar Falls Health Trust. Sartori Trust Board approved $50,000 for performance arts. It's not a service of need. City Council, please deny that. Tom Nagel was absent. Equipment should remain at 515 forever. No renaming Sartori Health Trust Fund. Cedar Falls
Ms.
Trust
Jordan.
Fund does not fall within that.
At this time, Ms. Jordan,
May I ask for one more minute? Would anyone offer that?
unless anyone would like to make a motion.
Okay, thank you.
And there has to be a second.
Second.
Thank you.
Well, and then we have to vote if everyone, all those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
Okay,
Sorry, Ms. Jordan, that does not pass. So,
thank you.
thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak this evening? All right, seeing none, that moves us to staff updates. And I know we've got a couple of them. Director, you want to jump in first?
Thank you, Mayor. I'll cover two quick updates. The first being the previous U.S. Bank site on the corner of 3rd and Washington. The demolition has now been completed. Last week, some of the temporary pavement and striping went down, so that is open for public parking. We will get it signed, and it will be enforced. It'll be enforced Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. with the free 4-hour parking per vehicle per day. Again, that is a temporary lot until the final design of the proposed new larger parking lot is designed, and will anticipated to be under construction next year. The second update is that we will be invoking the snow emergency ordinance. That will go into effect 8 p.m. on Wednesday, December 3rd until 7 a.m. On Thursday, December 4th. And that parking enforcement will go into effect 2 hours before the time of the declaration is made, making it enforceable at 10 p.m. on December 3rd. So public safety will begin to start placing the no parking signs.
Thank you, Director. Couple I want to mention, just again for the public, we do have our goal-setting session starting this week. So December 4th, this Thursday, from 5 to 8 p.m. will be the first goal-setting session at the community center over next to the library. And so again, kicking off a lot of our annual goal setting, we start talking about projects, priorities for everything coming up in next year's fiscal calendar. And then also, reminder, because I know a lot of times we don't forget, and this is one specific ward, we do have a ward up for election. So tomorrow's election day. So again, only if you're in Ward 2, Cedar Falls, or excuse me, Ward 3. I apologize.
Booting me out?
Chris, did you know?
I did not.
Hey, you weren't aware of that?
I was not
Councilor
aware of that.
Lava?
I was not.
You know, the funny thing, when I wrote it down, I'm like, write down the right one. So don't say the wrong one. That didn't work. So Ward 3, if you're in Ward 3, be sure to go vote tomorrow.
Mayor, I've got a topic too.
Was that? Yep, go ahead.
Another topic related to snow. We had heavy snowfall between Friday night and Saturday night. So 48 hours, really now we're about hitting the 48 hours. So starting tomorrow morning, Tuesday, December 2nd, police are going to be citing vehicles that haven't moved off the streets in 48 hours that are buried by snow. And then throughout the day tomorrow, we'll make every effort to contact those owners. But anything left on Wednesday morning, that'll be towed at the owner's expense. And so Public Works can get out there and clean out those areas of the roads.
Thank you, Director.
Mr. Mayor, I think Ms. Benton has something to say.
Well, and I was actually, because I wrote it down to make sure to give a reminder that we have Miss Benton here. And because I know even I have to get in the habit of looking over more often in case you want to say anything. So
No, you're good. All right. I believe this is the first time I've spoken. So hello, the Northern Iowa Student Government is so excited to be back on council. I just wanted to highlight an event that we are hosting in order to strengthen our community bonds. And it's a collaboration with the student government and the John Papa John Entrepreneurial Center at UNI through the Curris Business, Wilson College of Business. It is our holiday market, so it connects various small businesses, both student-owned. There will be 21 student vendors of various types of businesses, as well as local businesses. I know there are a lot on Main Street that are also contributing. There'll be a lot of holiday treats, live music, and other fun things. It'll be hosted on December 10th from 2 to 6 at the Gallagher Blue Dorn. So we hope we have a lot of participation here. And yeah, thank you so much. That's all I had.
thank you, Miss Benton. And otherwise, that's all I've got. So that moves us to special order of business. Item number 2, public hearing on the proposed vacation of certain public right-of-way located off Hudson Road, south of West Ridgeway Avenue. Do we have received motion received?
So moved. Second.
Motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That motion carries. Madam Clerk, any written communications?
I have no written communications, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. And then for staff comments, we got Michelle Peasley. Thank you, Michelle. I can stall longer.
Thank you. Tonight we are looking at a vacation of a portion of Hudson Road. The site is on Hudson Road and just south of West Ridgeway Avenue. The city received a right-of-way from Iowa DOT this year, and when we looked at the the site is also part of the Creekside Business Park preliminary plat, which is on the screen. When we reviewed the right-of-way, it was determined that this area in blue was not needed. And the staff report and the slide that is in front of you explains the criteria of why that is. If the vacation is approved, this 0.69 acres will be added to Lot 1 and Outlot A of Creekside Business Park. On a vote of 6-0, the Planning Commission recommended approval of this vacation, and I'm available for any questions.
Thank you, Michelle. Any clarifying questions from council at this time? All right, none. Thank you. Any public comment for this item this evening? Just name, please.
Kim Jordan. This is one item that I had spoke at 2 meetings ago. In the future, as you look at the drawing, and if we could have that brought back up, please, Denny. Thank you. The 2 points that are going to be roundabouts on the Ridgeway, West Ridgeway Avenue, we don't know if those are going to happen.
Ms. Jordan, this is only specific to that section of right-of-way.
Okay.
So is there something
I
for
would
that blue
suggest
area?
not to sell it off because we could make an additional turn lane which could be something that could flow into West Ridgeway. It's easier to keep what we have than to give it back and then to pay more and get less in the future. We don't know if that's going to be the best design. I can see it totally different. And there's going to be many different engineers that are going to be between now and when that happens. Please hold.
Thank you, Ms. Jordan. Is there anyone else for public comment this evening? All right, seeing none, we will close the public hearing and look for a motion passing an ordinance vacating a portion of Hudson Road right-of-way south of West Ridgeway Avenue upon its first consideration.
So moved.
Second.
Motion seconded and open for council discussion. All right, seeing none, yep, go ahead.
It should have been a clarifying question, but who retains ownership then? Is the DOT? Maintenance of that?
So actually, this was an old transfer jurisdiction that they finally got to. I mean, this was 20-plus years ago, and the DOT actually owned a lot of the right-of-way all the way up to Ridgeway and down Ridgeway, so this is all cleanup stuff. So previously, it was in the DOT's name, and they transferred it to our ownership earlier this year, and now we're getting out of it, reclassifying it as not as right-of-way.
Okay, so this will be our property, just we're reclassifying it as city property versus right-of-way.
It'll be part of that lot.
Yeah, part of the lot, yep.
We own Lot 1, right? And that's part of the development park, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Thank you for the clarification. Any other questions, discussion from council? All right, seeing none, record as a roll call vote, please.
All members voting aye, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That moves us to item number 3, public hearing on the proposed plan specifications, form of contract, and estimate of cost for the 2025 CDBG sanitary sewer rehabilitation project. Motion to receive and file.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That motion carries. Madam Clerk, any written communications?
I have no written communications, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. And then for staff comments, we've got Tyler Griffin. Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you. I need to raise the mic a little bit. So our second public hearing is the 2025 CDBG Sanitary Sewer Rehabilitation Project. This project consists of installing a liner in approximately 4,200 feet of existing 8-inch sewer mains, followed by the reinstallation of 75 service connections. These sewer mains were located in approved low to moderate income areas of Cedar Falls and have been selected based on pipe condition and age. The base project cost is $160,000 and will be funded by a community development block grant. Be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any clarifying questions from council at this time?
Just for clarification, sir, how long did these liners last?
So probably 50 plus years.
Okay.
Our first ones were installed in 1994.
Those are still functional just
Yes,
fine?
correct.
Fantastic, thanks.
All right, any other clarifying questions for council? All right, thank you, Tyler.
Thanks.
That will move to public comments. If is there anyone from the public that would like to speak tonight? Just name for the record, please.
Kim Jordan. Just wondering if the older part of town would, in theory, be the oldest pipes, and then how they're holding up to the load that we're adding with all the new developments that are coming in, and if there is a site for the future that looks like we are going to be potentially doing things. And I'm aware of 5th Street being a main lane line down and Tremont on 8th as well. So how those lines follow, but then potentially where the needs are going to be and what our outlet looks like on that, based on what we're adding to the south.
Thank you. And I can give a quick answer. We do, staff prioritizes, looks at the entire city, and we have kind of an annual plan of where some of the aging areas, where some of the priority replacements, and then so we do try to prioritize based on growth of the community and knowing when we're going to have large expansions, residential, commercial, making sure we're preparing ahead, because it does take a long time looking ahead to make sure we're doing these projects in the right areas. So that is a big consideration of why we choose those projects, is based on what's the upcoming development. Is there anyone else for public comment this evening? All right, seeing none, we'll close the public hearing and look for a motion to approve resolution approving and adopting the plan specifications, form of contract, and estimate of cost for the 2025 CDBG sanitary sewer rehabilitation project.
Second.
Motion seconded, open for council discussion.
So I think some of the conversations I've had involve historical, like, we did sections of Main Street with this liner, and then there was a debate on, well, we just redid that, and it's supposed to be good for 50 years. Why are we going to tear it out? Somewhat of a patchwork, too, as well, right? When, to Miss Jordan's point, we're looking as much as we can to the future, but when we have the opportunity to put in all new, that's our goal as well. Is that correct, Tyler?
Correct. So with Main Street, most of that was lined in the 90s, so it was 30 years old now. And that we're hoping that pavement will have to be taken out for 30 to 40 years, so the liner would be well past that 50 years, and so we decided it was a good option to take that out now.
Yeah, I agree. That was a point that needed to be made, that it had either reached its life, it had been lined, but it either reached its life, or by the time it would, we'd be looking at another major construction.
Correct.
Yep.
Thank you, Counselor. Any other discussion from council? Seeing none, requires a roll call vote, please.
All members voting aye, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That motion carries. That moves us to old business. Item number 4, passed ordinance number 3133, amending Chapter 20 subdivisions and Chapter 26 zoning of the Code of Ordinances relative to parkland dedication, including establishing a process, methods, and formula for parkland dedication, updating definitions, and establishing rules for land suitability and location upon its third and final consideration. Motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion from council? Seeing none, any from the public? Also seeing none, requires a roll call vote, please.
All members voting aye, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That motion carries. Item number 5, passed ordinance number 3134, amending the zoning map by removing approximately 4.85 acres of land located north of West Ridgeway Avenue and east of South Union Road from A1 Agricultural District to M1P Planned Light Industrial District upon its third and final consideration. Motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion seconded, and any discussion from council? All right, seeing none, any from the public? I'll see none, requires a roll call vote, please.
All members voting aye, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That was fast. Item number 6, passed ordinance number 3135, amending ordinances number 1923, 2122, 2461, 2696, 2785, 2923, 2953, and 3086, providing that general property taxes levied and collected each year on certain property located within the amended Cedar Falls Unified Highway 58 Corridor Urban Renewal Area in City of Cedar Falls, County of Black Hawk, State of Iowa, by or for the benefit of the State of Iowa, City of Cedar Falls, County of Black Hawk, Cedar Falls Community School District, and Dyke New Hartford School District, and other taxing districts be paid to a special fund for the payment of principal and interest on loans, monies advanced to an indebtedness, including bonds issued or to be issued, incurred by the city in connection with the amended Cedar Falls Unified Highway 58 Corridor Urban Renewal Plan, the 2025 removal parcels, upon its third and final consideration.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion seconded, and any discussion from council? Seeing none, any from the public? Just name again for the record, please.
Kim Jordan. So when we remove agricultural land out of that status and we put it into city development, it comes off the tax base. Is that correct?
That is not correct.
Not correct.
Are you speaking about the previous item that resigns?
Yeah, the Gibson properties, but then also this kind of ties in because some of this has been developed and just kind of curious as to how much of it was taxed and was providing for all of these listed items, but now is not in the taxed area. So we're sitting with a loss. The farmland's very valuable, and as in the previous one, the Gibson land, that was many, many acres of high tillable land, and it has led to the need of the sewer. So it's all kind of coordinated in many directions. And I know that we had obligations, or we had talks with Waterloo and Hudson, and we couldn't have the mediator kind of working negotiations to make the sewer and everything for developments. And so there's a lot that is going into this whole situation by removing the tax and then allowing all this and collecting it. And it's not always the state's problem. It's sometimes how the city grabs and pulls different things, what they take and away from what we already do not have as a taxed item, and we remodify the zoning. The swapping of non-taxed items and then selling them off. If we held things that we have with respect and we do the maintenance and we do the repairs, it's clear. When we do demolish and all the reconstructive, that's when we start getting into the unclear and the more muddy. And if we could just keep it simple and use the common sense, please.
Thank you, Ms. Jordan. And just to clarify, I believe we talked a little bit about this last time. We're not moving or selling anything. This is rezoning it from what was a previous TIF area and putting it into the unified, or excuse me, on this one, the Unified Highway 58 corridor, which doesn't change its tax status. It's still taxed as property. These aren't taxed. We own these properties, so they're city property that we're putting into that eventually, hopefully, once a developer, a business comes in and wants to develop it, then they'll put something in that does generate property tax. So often then we will develop our industrial parks ahead of time, and then we start looking for industrial users and businesses. So this isn't selling any property or changing the tax status of anything. It is just taking it, though, and putting it within that TIF district. These were the undeveloped lots of those industrial lots. So it doesn't change, in this point, any amount of dollars we're collecting from them. So, any other public speakers tonight on this item? All right, seeing none, bring it back to council. Any additional conversation?
Mr. Mayor.
Yeah.
The speaker alluded to, I think, the sewer system and whether we have ultimate capacity to expand as we are going into these neighborhoods and industrial park. We're well within the capacity or expected capacity for the future.
Correct.
Yeah, and I think there might have been some referral. In the past, there was some additional land south of 20 that there was conversations about serving that, but that had nothing to do with this land. It was more of Hudson property that was looking to be served, and some historical things there about them being able to serve it versus us looking at, but nothing to do with.
The main thing is we have capacity to expand and we don't have to worry.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
And I think there's some construction being talked about for the future.
Right.
Little bit of a project coming up, a little bit.
Expand the capacity.
Yeah.
All right, any additional council conversation on this tonight?
Mr. Mayor?
Yeah.
I think it is worth pointing out, when this initially transferred from personal ownership to city ownership, yes, there was a removal from the tax rolls.
Yep.
But that cost was certainly mitigated by the millions and millions of dollars of infrastructure that was built on those that then did pay back into our further development and now tax rolls as those development areas have rolled off. I didn't understand that fully when I started on council, and I've come to appreciate that. You don't get something for nothing, so we had to make that investment back then, and this is another opportunity to continue to make that investment for a larger return in the future. So there was some factual there, but I think it's worth the investment.
Yep. Thank you, Counselor, because it is often an investment for the city, because we do look to we only do it because we hope it's better for the city in the long run.
And it's always paid off. I mean,
Yeah. And I'm not going to go back, but if you, I don't want to go backwards too much, but if you look at number 5 and that 4.85 acres, that's going to be much better, well-served in the continuity of the industrial park.
Yeah.
yeah.
Any additional conversation from council? All right, seeing none, requires a roll call vote, please.
All members voting aye, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That motion carries. Takes us to item 7, pass ordinance number 3136, amending ordinance number 2926, providing that general property tax is levied and collected each year on all property located within the amended South Cedar Falls urban renewal area in the city of Cedar Falls, county of Blackhawk, state of Iowa, by or for the benefit of the state of Iowa, city of Cedar Falls, county of Blackhawk, Cedar Falls Community School District, and Hudson Community School District, and other taxing districts be paid to a special fund for payment of principal interest and interest on loans. Monies advanced, I got off on this one. Monies advanced to indebtedness, including bonds issued or to be issued, incurred by the city in connection with the amended South Cedar Falls Urban Renewal Area, Amendment Number 1 to the South Cedar Falls Urban Renewal Plan, upon its third and final consideration.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, and any conversation from council? All right, seeing none, any from the public? All right, seeing none requires a roll call vote, please.
All members voting aye, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That motion carries. Item number 8, pass ordinance number 3137, amending Chapter 23, Traffic and Motor Vehicles of the Code of Ordinances relative to fines for parking violations, impoundment, and immobilization of vehicles, and parking enforcement districts described upon its second consideration.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any conversation from council? Seeing none, any from the public? Also seeing none requires a roll call vote, please.
All members voting aye, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That motion carries. Moves us to the consent calendar. The following items will be acted upon by a voice vote on a single motion without separate discussion unless someone from the council or public requests that the item be considered separately. Are there any from council? Seeing none, any from the public? Also seeing none, I'll look for motion to approve items 9 through 11 of the consent calendar.
Second.
Motion and second, and all those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That motion carries. Moves us to the resolution calendar. Well, the following items will be acted upon by a roll call vote on a single motion without separate discussion unless someone requests otherwise. Are there any from council?
Mr. Mayor?
Yep.
Number 15, please.
15. Got it. Any others from council? All right, seeing none, any from the public? All right, also seeing none, I'll look for a motion to approve items 12 through 26 of the resolution calendar excluding item 15.
So moved.
Motion seconded and requires a roll call vote, please.
All members voting aye, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That motion carries. Move to item 15. Look for a motion and resolution approving and authorizing execution of an agreement in support of the Northeast Iowa Food Bank relative to community development block grant funding for service agencies. Motion to approve.
Second.
And seconded. And Councilor?
Mr. Mayor, I just wanted to pull this. I know we just approved some emergency funding for the food bank in our last meeting of the amount of $25,000, and I know that there's some additional work from the city of Waterloo and then the Blackhawk County as well for that. I think this is just a good reminder that all we would have been able to allocate to the food bank is these CDBG dollars for $10,000. And I think moving forward, that's going to be something we need to be thinking about as we move into goal setting, is that I don't think that $10,000, I have no sense of what the amount is for next year, is probably going to meet their needs, and I would anticipate we would see them back looking for something additional. So as we go into goal setting and start talking into our budget stuff for next year, I think that would be smart of us to be mindful of that opportunity for us to look to potentially allocate some additional funds for the food bank, because I don't see their needs diminishing anytime soon. And I do think that it's important to remember that service is important in the city of Cedar Falls as well. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Any other discussion from council? All right, seeing none, any from the public? Just name, please.
Kim Jordan, and I agree it's a very noble and honorable thing to do, but as a taxpayer also, the over budget expenditures that we do could also offset a lot of these things and could be used in goal setting. Main Street was a big over expenditure that was approved, but just looking at little things, they all add up to additional funds that can be used towards more honorable and usable by all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jordan. Is there anyone else for a public comment this evening? All right, seeing none, bring it back to council. Unless there's any additional discussion, requires a roll call vote, please.
All members voting aye, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That motion carries. That takes us to bills and claims. Do we have a motion to allow bills and claims for December 1st?
Second.
Motion and seconded. Any conversation from council? Seeing none, any from the public? Also seeing none, requires a roll call vote, please.
All members voting aye, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That motion carries. Any council updates or announcements this evening? Also seeing none there. Any council referrals? We don't have any written, any pressing? If not, we are not doing the executive session. That item was removed from the agenda. Otherwise, I will look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That motion carries. Thank you, everyone. We are adjourned for this evening, and have a great rest of the week.